Excuse me, Spider-Man, would you mind if I quickly had sex with your ship?
In a sea of endless faces, but my mind's in different places. I just wanna be with you. You make me tremble.
Hello everybody and welcome to the Nidd whitelist server and another solo episode. I thought I had better get one in right now. I'm about to go away and I was just pottering around on the server doing a little bit of maintenance and stuff, and I thought, yeah, because I'm not going to be here for a while and the events of the past few days, kind of, I'd like to talk about them a little bit. It's been an amazing couple of days. But first, let me just see what tasks I've got to hand. I have an inventory full of recharged bottles, and I'm gonna go drop those in, I think it was the Ugly Barry. I'm just charging up all the ships with a fair amount of oxygen. So I'm going to be away for a few days, so just sorting out, just topping up Boris and keeping Boris in stuff. As previously mentioned, if I can keep Boris focused on building, then Boris will build fabulous things. Oh, I did actually already top up Boris. Never mind. You can have some more. Might as well. What's his? Yeah, plenty of capacity. Right, fine. We'll just drop these in here. And that should keep him. If he discovers they're here, he'll be able to move them to anywhere he needs them. I'll go put some more down in the ships in the base as well. So, the weekend before I release this video, I'm just trying to figure out my timing there. The last weekend we did a 24-hour live stream Minecraft Skyblock type event, which was amazing. I had the best time. It was I streamed it for 24 hours and the guys like Mia and Spider-Man and the people who were with me while I was doing that have kind of sort of made a show of being sort of thankful, and like Minty left me such a nice message in chat and things, and I kind of feel a little bit weird about everybody being thankful, because actually I feel as though I got more from it than everybody else. I say it was brilliant. It was so much fun. We did 24 hours of a Minecraft game, and apart from it just being fun, I mean I personally benefited from that, because I picked up followers, and I really? Okay. Yeah, I picked up followers. I raised my profile in the broadcasting community. To do a 24-hour live stream, it's not something that is easy to do by yourself. It's something where you need a support network around you. And the guys of the Nidd, although some of them seem to be, some of them are thanking me for doing that for them, I kind of feel like they did it for me, because I couldn't have done it without them. and I have gained personally from it. But I also wanted to say that putting sort of personal gain completely to one side, to spend 24 hours with the people that I spent that 24 hours with was just amazing. If I wasn't streaming at all, if somebody else, I don't know, Anubis or Spider-Man or who else streams on the Nidd? Even if we weren't streaming, in fact, that's kind of irrelevant, really. If we'd have been just playing a 24-hour game, no videos, nothing, just 24 hours of fun, I'd have jumped at the chance to do that, because to spend 24 hours with those guys, and the run up to it, all the preparation and that, to just be involved in all of that was amazing. I'm going to use the words amazing a lot to describe this, because it was like nothing else I've ever done. I can't think of another group of people that I would quite honestly be quite happy spending 24 hours with. It's like, you know, I love my family. 24 hours in the equivalent of the same room with them all, I'm not sure I'd want to. It would have to be a very good party for me to want to be at that party. I'm sure I'd end up in an argument with someone in that space of time. But yeah, to actually willingly spend 24 hours with the same bunch of people, it's got to be that bunch of people. And if I knew they were all spending 24 hours together, I'd do anything to get on that crew. Don't care what they're doing, I want to be part of it. It's so much fun to be with. And so to be part of it and part of the organisation of it, and then to actually have the central role in it was kind of irrelevant. It was just being there the whole time, having a role which meant that I could be there the whole time. And yeah, I've done that one. Just fantastic. Just had the best time. To the point where after it had ended and we were sort of, everybody was saying goodbye and getting on their way, you would have thought that after 24 hours of constantly chatting to the same group of people, that I'd be quite happy to go and spend some time alone. But actually I wanted a wind down, really. So I ended up on this server just doing a bit of mining, chatting with Mia. Mia was marvellous. He's still refusing to really take any credit. I know he had a huge task in setting that all up and keeping it running, maintaining it, the organisation behind it, because he had other people helping him to set up things like the dungeons and stuff. So he had Honda and Lacarthian helping him. But even just coordinating other people doing things is a task in itself. So, and he's kind of focused a lot on making sure that I thank everybody else except him. But he hasn't denied his own involvement, and that tells me a lot, because Mia will usually do everything he can to shake off any kind of thanks or gratitude. He usually denies that it was any effort at all. He gets very embarrassed when people thank him. So usually he makes out that he barely did anything. And this time he's not denying that he did stuff, he's just sort of emphasising how much everybody else did too. So yeah, I wanted to... I've thanked them, I know, I've kind of publicly thanked them everywhere, but I wanted to take a moment to thank particularly Mia, even though he's going to cringe and he's going to say, no, 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 it wasn't me, it was Lacarthian and Honda who put in all the work, and I want to thank Lacarthian and Honda as well. They were marvellous. The efforts that those guys went to, and Lacarthian, he must have, of all the people that were in the stream with me, I think Lacarthian probably put in more hours than anybody else, and he put in so much time in the run-up. How he managed to stay awake as long as he did, I mean, he was getting really tired by the end of it, and he disappeared for a while, but he came back. And it was, and he wasn't even playing. This is just somebody who's helping to keep things running in the background, so all of the work and none of the fun, but just to keep us going. He was there that whole time. So yeah, lots of gratitude to Lacarthian and to Honda and to Mia, and a big thank you to Boris as well for setting this up and encouraging us and keeping us on track, and joining in, being there, everything, all of it, all the things. I had such a great time that I find it hard to express the level of gratitude that I feel for those guys. And I had such a good time, it's hard to express just how good a good time I had. The only thing I can say is after 24 hours, I wish it hadn't ended. After 24 hours, I was ready to go again. Right, now let me just get my bearings. What else was I going to do while I was here? I've run a welder around this ship, so I know it's okay. I wanted to just run around the Ugly Barry and see if it needed any welding. I would have liked to have taken down this ship, but I don't think I'm going to get time to completely dismantle it, so I don't want to get started. It's probably best leaving it as it is rather than taking it any further. Right, as we do, let's start at the connector and just run around the sides and see if we've got any damage to it. Yeah, so I mean, apart from this is why I'm so blown away by it all, because it was it was so good in so many different ways. Apart from the personal gain, and apart from the fact I would have done it just to be involved, just to be there and spend that time with those people, just for the pleasure of it. I mean, if even that to one side, if Boris had have asked me to do something like that, if he'd have asked me to do a task for the Nidd, to, even if it wasn't for my pleasure or for my gain, I'd have done it anyway, just because Boris asked me to. The idea of doing a 24-hour stream came from Boris. I'd come up with the idea of the skyblock because we were talking about what the month's event should be. This is a little while ago, and I thought that the Nidd events had been a lot of PvP sort of oriented stuff, and I thought it'd be good to do something that was a bit more team building, where we could sort of all get involved, where the common enemy would be the creeper, you know, that sort of thing. And yeah, something where we're all part of one team. I thought that it would be good to do that. And a little while ago, maybe a month or so ago, with a group from the JSano fan server and Anubis, we played Skyblock. I streamed that. We played for, it was a 3-hour Skyblock, and that's a fair, for a Skyblock, that's fair length for a stream. Just for a one-off thing. I know people make whole series out of Skyblocks, but yeah, for a sort of early evening stream, just for a bit of fun to do at the weekend, that was a fairly lengthy one. But it worked really well. It streamed really well, and we all had a good time. And so I'd suggested it as something that might work well for a JFS, sorry, for a Nidd event. It's and because it's so scalable, you can drop in and drop out. So I figured it was something where we could do it over a few hours, and we could get it timed so that it would suit people of more than one time zone. And we'd been talking about doing maybe a Minecraft thing so that the non-space engineers people could join us, because there's a sort of subgroup of the Nidd who are Minecrafters. So, and we've been talking for a while about doing something for those guys as well. So yeah, so I suggested the Skyblock, and when I was describing it to Boris, what it was, how it worked, he just came up with the idea of a 12 or a 24-hour stream. And as soon as it was like, if he'd have said a 24 or 36, I'd have jumped at 36. It was one of those. It's, okay, we need some. Found a bit of damage. Bulletproof glass. Let's go get some. Because it's you know, any excuse to spend a bit more time playing with these guys. It's the multiplayer curse of time zones, because we're all in different time zones, so we can't play together as much as we like, or at least that's how I am. I'd like to spend more time with them. They might be fed up with me for all I know. At least after spending 24 hours with me, they might be fed up with me. We had a great time though. It was really nice having sort of fresh people coming along at different points. It was a very, very slick organisation. We didn't seem to put in as much planning as the final result would have suggested. We had the idea, we went for, and we talked about it a little bit, sort of settled on it. It was one of those sort of, we didn't really settle on it, we just sort of talked about it a few times, and then it started becoming a very pressing issue all of a sudden. We went on to the Nidd's Minecraft server, the Niddsville, the weekend before, and just had a look at some buildings and things for Mia to use for the dungeons. And other than that, it was pretty much the day before, I think, that we started talking about how we were gonna run it, what the rules would be. Came up, I had an hourly script that I was citing throughout the session, which worked really well. I liked that idea, and I'd do that again. But that was less than 24 hours to go. We actually decided what the rules would be, and how we'd announce it, what we'd say. It was, yeah, for something that some stuff was a bit last minute, but it works so well. The Nidd's not about planning stuff, so that was probably maybe more planning than we usually put into things. I don't know. Worked well. So I just don't know how to express my gratitude to them, to the people who turned up. Oh, Minty and Nix. Minty was playing for the first time in 4 years, and Nix had never played Minecraft before. She went on, I don't know whether it was earlier in her day or the day before, I'm not sure where the time zones fell. She's in New Zealand. She had she knew how to do left, right, up, down. She didn't know how to sort of craft anything, or she was a real beginner. So her first experience of Minecraft was attempting dungeons, and because of time zones, she was fairly late in the game, which meant that we were fighting the dragon. We were did we fight the wither? Yeah, we did, didn't we? We didn't kill the wither, we fought it though. That was at the very end when we were just messing around. I think Nix was there for that. She learnt to ride horses, which she didn't even know you could do. The guys were trying to wind her up with all kinds of things. It was great to be able to, I don't very often take a role model sort of role, but it was great to be able to say, no, Nix, don't listen to them. They're telling you lies. You don't want to go up to a zombie and hug it. And the various other things that they were telling her. I've never done anything like that before, and I'm so glad I did. I never noticed that these were up in the air before. I don't even know what they are. What are they? Pillars. Maybe there was something underneath them before. I don't know. I'll be making a highlight of the 24-hour stream. I'll probably have to split it into bits, I'm sure, for Twitch to be able to do that, but I'll be able to keep it indefinitely. So anybody who wants to see any of that, I don't know whether or not I'll release it on YouTube, or I might put some highlights. I just don't know. There were some very funny things. There were some hilarious moments, especially when I was getting tired and I was saying things and people were taking my words out of context, and and whenever Anubis turned up, of course, it always got a bit rude. It was just a lot of fun, and to the guys, thank you. I'm very grateful. To the organisers, Amir, Lacarthian, Honda, can't express my gratitude enough to you guys for all the work you did and how well it all ran. It was, yeah, astonishingly well. You don't expect that sort of thing to go that smooth. Amazing. Right, I'm going to go empty my inventory, get off the server and go do something else. I've got to go make some videos. Right, let's go do that, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye for now.